Okay, there we go. Modulation, audio issue. What's new? What's new, right? Uh Lo and behold, so be it. I did want to at least jump on. By the way, if you couldn't tell, the big buddy of mine that was supposed to come through this following or this past weekend, he didn't make it here. No shade to my boy. All right, he's forever a brother from another mother. Um, but he said, like, after a couple days planning, sent me a little text saying, "Hey, I got a sore throat, so apropos, ergo." I like to throw in those little $10 words. I can't make the drive. Oh, hold on. Okay, just thank you for letting me know. By the way, what's up, Shamrock? You know what? Real quick attention to Shamrock. All right, her name is that for a reason. Hello, Cindy D. My son's life mattered. Always a pleasure and honor. I hope you guys can bear with this. My friend was a no show, and I know it's all over the place. This right here, let me showcase this. Hi, Queen. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. What's up? Hey, it's all gravy. You are more than welcome here. Okay, B? I'm just gonna call you that, even though you're right there. Let's just act ridiculous for the sake of it. Nah, bump that. Bryn, you've always been welcome here, and it's good to have you back here. Okay, straight up. So, the reason why I have Shamrocks. Wait, okay, I gotta do my hellos. Actions, not distractions. That's my dog. Now, right quick. And if the modulation or whatever this audio, I can lower it, man. I know it's problematic. My boy didn't come through, and this last time I'll mention it. So, Shamrock's name was changed appropriately so because I proposed the theory because we know how biased algorithms and platforms are, regardless of them being private enterprise, what have you, which means they go by their own set of rules. They don't necessarily have to abide by what the American people want, what their own clientele wants, what they say goes. Okay, what's up, AO? Hoot howl. Every time I see it, I wanna hoot. I don't feel my confidence. Maybe my confidence level will go up, and I'll give a real hoot. So, Shamrock just always has a knack for levity and poking at whichever politician happens to be looking the silliest. And I might showcase one of her videos that has helped get her possibly. I'm only speculating. YouTube, I'll say allegedly. There's nothing I'm sharing that I know for for a fact. I'm just assuming because she has been around YouTube for quite some time. She's had a channel, and I believe channel number one. Feel free to correct me if I misspeak on your scenario. What's up, Ronnie? Good to see you, brother, man. Um, she had a channel, and it was just she was posting too much of that. Doesn't go along with the narrative during the time where the mainstream was much more heavy-handed. Okay, so they took YouTube, not Google. So yeah, Google/YouTube allegedly, no, allegedly, they just took the channel away to some degree. So she makes another channel. She wants to, be active, show support. She is an OG right here. She's been around since I started on Stuck in the Middle / Stuck at Night, which got moved, by the way, Thursday night. Josh was a silly goose. He thought he was a young buck when really he's an old bull. And he went to the mosh pit when Godsmack was on, like 30 somethings like myself would typically do when we're stupid enough after a few drinks. And his phone, which was completely unlocked, got lost in the mosh pit, where I'm sure he got his ass kicked. And somebody's enjoying some free HBO Max and Hulu Plus whatnot. So, everybody, thoughts and prayers for the Josh man. But we'll see him Thursday. What's up, Jay? Remember, brother, you are always welcome up whenever there's an open panel. So, yeah, Josh, you dumb mother effer. It's We all get behind the eight ball a little bit. We were excited to do a show, but we have to have everything, acclimated. When we get on Stuck at Night, we'd like it to look as polished as possible. Not to get too distracted, the last thing I'll mention, when Shamrock returned with, I want to say her third channel. I think she uploaded one video, or even before she did so, YouTube just deleted her entire channel. I don't know if that's the second or third time. I've known her on Facebook for quite some time. I've seen her get, fake news. Or they would pull the fact check stuff. That's only 99.9% true. So we have to say it's partially false. They've been doing that to her for third. It is her third channel. YouTube just or Google Foo. I don't know. Just looked at her. My theory is when they find people that post certain material, and let's not mince words, things that might appear more right leaning than liberal, fluffy, and friendly, I think, some of these platforms maybe have a form of a blacklist when it comes to tracking your IP. And anytime it pops up, they're alerted, they know, they see. I mean, how else would they find her channel when she didn't even upload? And you can let me know while we're live. I don't know if you even tried to upload something or if they simply got you because it's you. I'm glad that you're back. This is now your fourth channel. Look at the struggle. All right. Just an American trying to exist on a platform where you can speak freely, support who you want to support, and they can just take it all from you. Let that be a lesson, okay? Sincerely. Um, what did I want to do? I'm devastated that my friend was not able to come by. Okay, so I'm hiding what I'm sifting through, but there is something I want to play. I'm gonna find out. I guess the hard way, and I do apologize. Thank you, Dark Knight, if you're out there.
Imagine being tra-
Okay. Um, I'm gonna play this, and I want to see how terrible the audio is. This is the lowest I put it because, frankly, man, I just can't wait to get somebody in house like willing to pay top dollar here. Jesus H. Okay, all right. So to Streamyard, unfortunately, I don't have OBS set up yet, and I'm gonna play a little something something. Did I see? What's up, L Dumpling? Everybody gets right. What's up, J Rod? Good to see you, man. Check it out right quick. On Thursday, I do have something that's set in stone. Just feel free to let me know at your leisure. Remember, I'm usually 10 p.m. Eastern Standard free. If you'd like to have me up on panel and we could talk turkey regarding true crime or whatever it is, I dig it. All right, so here we go. I hope you guys can see what I see. Yeah, you can apparently. So trans Zoomers can't handle dead naming. I'm not going to propose the scenario. I'm going to let the scenario kind of play out and be explained by the first-hand account. Let me X out. Let me go back so it starts from where I want it to start. I'm going to click and it's just going to begin. So be ready. If you can't hear what the hell is going on, I need to know. So just, I don't know, just start hitting one and enter, and I'll know that I got to fix something. So here we go.
Imagine being trans and trying to go get your medication. I literally walk up there, the lady on the phone is like, "Oh, can I have your last name?" And so I give it to her. She's like, "Oh, okay, I'll meet you out there and I'll give you your prescription, right?" So I'm waiting and she comes out and then she says, "Oh, is this for?" And then she says my dead name. And I'm like, "My name is Rylan." And she just looks at me and then she puts the medication on the table and shuts the door and
Like, this is the most catastrophic thing that's ever happened to this human being. My God. Like, not for a lack of compassion, sympathy, or humanity. I wish the worst thing that happened to me was that somebody mistook me for being a woman. It would hurt my pride just a smidgen. But, dear God, lady, have you sincerely not been through anything more traumatic than that? I get it. You're trying to reassert your identity, and you want to force society and people that don't yet know you, people that you've not earned their respect. You expect the entirety of the world to just kind of kowtow and kneel to your demands. That is my theory. And I am looking for feedback, by the way. I hope the audio was acceptable. Let me know. I don't see anything saying any. I don't see anything saying anyone. Yep, that sounded good. I'm having a stroke. That's official. So I'm going to continue to let the tail of the tape go here. Just look at how devastated. Look at those. She's crying. She got dead named. Dead named, for those of you that don't know, I'm sure we all do. Oh, I'm glad to hear the audio is good. Jeez. Um, that's just a human being being called by their real name. Oh God. You know, my full name is no. I'm not giving you that ammunition. Okay. I mean, I do love my middle name, but for some reason, I get offended when people say my full name. That's for another show. So let's see how she survived such a loss, such a blow to her heart. Thoughts and prayers for you,
Locks it
Riley.
behind her.
Okay, so based pharmacist, but look, if getting called your actual name, even if you don't want to get called it, if getting called your actual
Based pharmacist, just for doing her job. Like based means pretty much boss at a godly tier or level. A person just doing their job is now going to be made to be some sort of social social pariah. Like if the trans community had their way, they would tar and feather the pharmacy worker. This lovely woman here is just going to make her point. You know, it's simply that I don't know. These people need to start. I hate to say this. This is insensitive. All right, but why not go all out if you're going to have a platform? You need to go through some real life, okay? Get ready to go live under a friggin' bridge, okay? And you got to service some truckers. I'm not saying this happened to me. Don't, oh my God, don't feel the narrative. I've had my own struggles, okay? Addiction, violence, and blah, blah, blah. I've shared that many times, everything I've been through. But, you know, this person, this remember, this is how I refer to them. It's just easier for me. I put them all into this one category, which is a pineapple with SpongeBob inside. That is the gender. It covers all the grounds and bases. You can't come at me with I'm a transformer. No, you it thing, lady, man, person. You're simply a pineapple, and SpongeBob is just at your cushy little center. Okay, okay. So let's let the lovely lady, biological woman that embraces who she is. Damn, I sound like a bigot or a turf, which I am. Make her point. I'm just nervous about the audio.
name makes you cry and sends you into some
Oh, I'll tell
depressive
you.
fit, then yes, you have
Dumpling.
mental health
Josh went to a concert and went into a mosh pit and lost his phone because he's a fool. We're going to be back up and running together Thursday night.
issues, but it's not gender dysphoria, okay? You essentially are an immature baby, and
Immature
I feel like
baby.
this is so common
Okay.
among gen
That's all I wanted to get across. I do have some other stuff I've been collecting, and I'm saving the best, truly, for when Josh and I are reunited. Entitlement. I don't know if I've seen this one yet. Dare I? I guess I put it in the title, so.
As a 43-year-old transgender woman who has dropped down from about 180 pounds to 145 pounds, I can tell you when I go to the bathroom, I feel vulnerable. And the biggest thing that's made me feel recently very vulnerable was when I realized that the first people who ever see a trans woman as a true woman are women and predatory men.
What in the candy effing loving? Excuse me? What, predatory men. If I may, okay, I got two balls, or is it a sack? Yeah, no, two balls in the sack. I got my sausage. I'm a cis male. I love how Majorie Green Taylor, not Thomas, like I said on Stuck at Night, simply like corrected the radical leftist that was on panel during the hearing. No. I don't know what a cisgender man is. Okay, it's just man or woman, and the woman that she said that to was so taken aback. You'd think her soul just got sucked out of her or something, or her puppy just lost her. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to make the joke about the puppy. I'm sorry, I love dogs too much. Her goldfish died. So this 43-year-old clearly woman is concerned about predatory men. Yep, I can tell why. We may vomit projectile style right on your face if you approach us. I know it's a little harsh, but you want reality, there's a dose, and it tastes like my lunch.
So
Okay, so I'm sorry, but I am absolutely done respecting people who could not care less about what my opinions are
Mhm.
or for my own safety. This trans woman doesn't want to have to use the men's bathroom because he feels vulnerable. Well, what about all of the women who feel vulnerable having their women only space?
I like that she said that. It points out something I didn't even think about. What a selfish mentality it is to have. All right, you're a male. You want to be respected and recognized in a very public place. First off, in the space of your own home or your friends, in that category, that subset, you can expect this fucking audio. You can expect people to go ahead and call you whatever the hell you want all the live long day. You're a transformer, you're an AC unit, you're an Apache helicopter. Fantastic. I've known you all my life. Call you whatever you want. You're Starburst Queen or something or the other. But you're going to go into some public place where people are just trying to let loose and let it all hang out and maybe get some relief. And you're going to go ahead and just get angry that everybody in your space, that where nobody knows you, is not behaving in the manner of which you were demanding, not hoping, demanding. When is it going to get through any of the heads of the people that spearhead these movements under the name or under the pretense of emotions are more important than facts, and science and biology? When are they going to understand the world does not have to stop and revolve around them simply for their comfort or their misplaced moral indignation, self-righteous indignation, their moral barometer, whatever the case? I'm sick and tired of it too. Okay, and let Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light be a shining example as to how we're going to continue to react every time they try to force that shit down our fucking proverbial throats. I hate the audio so much, but I want to play. Hey, what's up, Allie? I'm sorry if I missed the thing with cotton candy boobs. So I want to save a lot of this, but there's no shock here. Zero shock factor. All right, the FBI be FBIing. All right, let me see. Let's learn something right quick together. Anytime I find news, breaking news by any outlet regarding the three-letter agencies I've grown such a disdain for. And by the way, excuse me, the last live I did, which I think it went very, very well. It got the good old semi demonetization, knocked out the algorithm for the first like 4 days, and I'm gonna assume it was this. So let's double down and experiment together, shall we? Okay. Fuck the FBI and defund and destroy the CIA. The CIA is only there to place propaganda within the American household, and that's it, and have us think that the powers that be are not corrupt and are always doing good, or they'll go one over like the FBI did and try to villainize people that the American people actually want to throw public support toward. Like Trump or DeSantis. I haven't been able to escape the hit pieces. Right now, it seems like, and my family's pointed it out many times, so it's been a talking point. DeSantis is chasing Disney out of here. I mean, if that's how you want to frame it, I suppose. I have an article. I gotta do my due diligence, but let me see. This thing is not starting. Damn it, FBI, CIA, they've done it again. FBI reportedly used a surveillance tool on Americans. There's no shock here. No. But okay, here we go. Let's see. Watch the circle.
Fox Weather, taking you beyond the forecast with original documentaries.
Florida weather.
Weekend, a series of captivating shows
terrible
from our
audio.
very own personalities with the truth behind turbulence, weather warriors, and American stories. All weekend on Fox Weather.
Mazel tov there.
Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. Breaking tonight, new allegations.
Watching for the first time. Let's see what this is really about. A new tool?
That the FBI overstepped its authority in conducting investigations against American citizens, and not just a few times. We're talking in the hundreds of thousands of times.
This is not shocking news. It's not breaking.
David Spahn is at the Justice Department tonight.
Improperly conducted warrantless searches.
Brett, good evening. This story is quite something. This court document released just a few hours ago found that the FBI misused a popular digital surveillance tool on everyday Americans more than 278,000 times in 2020 going into 2021.
Oh, what a perfect time to be doing that. That's Big Brother all over the place. You're not taking your vaccine? Let me put you on a database or know exactly how to market to you or target you, especially if you were involved with or planning on going to J6. Gee, I wonder how those FBI agents, the 20 to 43, that's loosely the number I remember, that were plants within the J6 community, which is what they were until it was all revealed to be a lot of provocateurs and people spoiling the bunch to make the narrative that was desired by our government and media hand in hand. A double smack in the face to the American people who are celebrating their right to speak.
We're specifically talking about Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, also known as
I need to know
FISA.
that.
It gives
Section
the
what?
FBI and other agencies the ability to digitally surveil without a court order or a warrant. We now know the FBI used the tool on people connected to the civil unrest following the death of George Floyd on the streets of the United States.
Interesting.
Those involved in the January 6th.
Whoa, hey. Democrats and my old brethren, did you hear that? The powers that you all seem to, I mean, I always assumed when I was groomed and indoctrinated to be a Democrat or a progressive, and I still have my healthcare passions, but now here it's pointed at you all, my old friends. They were surveilling you. They wanted to see and watch the descent. I don't know. I mean, how much action was really done? How many bits of information do we get about busloads and some things that could have been used as weapons just kind of chilling there at places that were predetermined, discussed prior? Who could have been listening in and then gotten the step ahead to go ahead and help and add to the destruction? And I still remember, not that I'm advocating or defending Antifa, BLM when they, go ahead and shit all over the streets. There was a group, or I think I might be getting this mixed up. There was a group that did find a provocateur who was dressed and trying to hide their identity, and they actually had to drag him out. He was trying to break windows and agitate a peaceful protest, and he was busted. I do believe, not to switch it up for convenience, just truly, I think these are actually this was a MAGA group. But unless I can pull up the film or the clip from way back when, it could go either which way. We know they're playing us both anyway. Let's not pretend.
Capitol attack, even political donors. According to the court, a redacted name or names,
wait.
Even political donors.
Go
according
before
to
that.
Following the death of George Floyd on the streets of the United States, those in
And where's the outrage, Democrats? Okay, you were always supposed to be about. No. It's the conservatives that don't want the power to go straight to the government, right? I just don't understand Democrats that want the little guy to succeed, right? How can you advocate for more power to the government? And here it is. This is what they're doing with it. Are you going to simp for them? Just like you've simped for Twitter until Elon Musk came around, or simped for Facebook, while they were striking anybody that spoke out against the vaccine? Where does the hypocrisy end?
Involved in the January 6th Capitol attack, even political donors. According to the court, a redacted name or names, conducted a batch query for over 19,000 donors to a congressional campaign. The analyst who ran the query advised that the campaign was a target of foreign influence, but the National Security Division determined that only 8 identifiers used in the query had sufficient ties to foreign influence activities to comply with the querying standard. The judge wrote that the problems were persistent and widespread, and, it may become necessary to consider other responses, such as substantially limiting the number of FBI personnel with access to unminimized Section 702 information. Federal intelligence officials are pushing hard and begging Congress practically to fully re-up Section 702, all in the name of safety. It expires December 31st of this year.
It is critical that Congress fully renew Section 702 of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, which provides fast, reliable, and specific insights that enhance our understanding of the threats posed by our adversaries.
We're seeing some bipartisan action on Capitol Hill.
That makes me nervous. For one, we should all know by default, when a bill is getting passed and it's already bipartisan, everybody needs to take out their magnifying glasses and look and look and look what's really going on. Look beyond all of the fluff. Get to the fine print at the bottom, because there's something that will benefit the powers that be and not we the people. I've learned that time and time again. So now I'm hearing there's some sort of bipartisanship. I'm nervous as hell.
Republicans and Democrats not happy. Congressman
Oh, and Indy, I've been meaning to say to you, dear, I would be honored if you would one day, at your leisure, let me know when and if you're willing to come up on a panel on this side just to have a discussion with me, because based on some conversations we've had in the past, I find you to be extremely rational when it comes to voting for anybody. So I'd be honored to have a little conversation, not a debate, a conversation to get your insight and opinion and understand a little better. That's all.
Jerry Nadler said today the FBI has promised changes before, quote, without significant changes to the law to prevent this abuse, I will oppose the reauthorization of this authority. Now, government data, and I'm reading it now, shows the FBI conducted approximately 204,000 queries, a 94% drop from 2021 going into 2022, citing that they've made some changes. In a statement we just got from the FBI, they quote the director, Christopher Wray, saying this is, quote, completely unacceptable. But Brett, no doubt this caps off a difficult week for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, which began criticism from the Durham report on Monday.
Oh, right, quick. I want to say welcome, Ridge Runner. Hope I remembered that accurately. And hello, Angry Conservative. I want to just say, trust me, this will be short. I won't keep doing this to you. Based on a lot of things that have happened in just the past couple days, man, just you go where you want to go. All right. And you're more than welcome here, period. End of story, done deal. Okay. Nobody can talk. I learned that real easy, real quick. Nobody can talk. Everybody's throwing their stones.
And of course, those FBI whistleblowers yesterday. Now we have this story today about the surveillance program. Brett.
Tough week for the FBI. David Spund at the Justice Department. David, thank you.
Okay. And truly, I hope that's, that is truly the last time I will, throw you just, right out in the front. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about all the things that have been happening in the background, so to speak. They're not relevant to the channel and the channel's intention. But I am, just for what it is, man. Consistency matters, okay? So you're fine here. Let's see. Here's just one final thing that just relentlessly pisses me off. There's a lot here. Remember, by the way, I hate Debbie Wasserman Schultz more than most things in this world. Whistleblowers. Oh yeah, the whistleblower thing is something I need. Oh, y'all ready for okay? Y'all ready for this? All right, so I think I'm gonna choose this. Let me read the title if you can't see it. And it's already going to stew within you a little bit of anger. Squatters take over soldier's home during his deployment. I have not yet read this in its entirety. I'm skipping the fentanyl trafficking clip in favor of this. And then a little announcement about a project I'm going to do. And the next Stuck at Night. But let's see. I have not read this. I saved it. I will skip a little bit if I see that it's just trying to drag on. So, okay, and this is this year. They learn a valuable lesson. Okay, good. Starting from the top, J. Rod, let me see what he says real quick. In reality is all about education. Education starts at home. Amen. No good parents, weak, confused kids, boys acting like girls. There's too much confusion, which is why there's such a cry, a battle cry, if you will, for parental rights to be returned. And that's how you know we're in such a dystopian world or country right now, because parental rights have taken precedence over all of the other issues that have always been, pretty much the mainstay. Energy independence and our debt. I mean, I think we're in for a wild crash. I hope I'm wrong. I am not a professional, just talking to people that seem to know more. There's people that are buying gold and telling me all about. I'm scared. I'm not going to stop hustling and grinding. That's the American culture. We are the hardest fucking workers. I don't care what any of the other countries say about our obesity or being medicated. That's a huge issue too. As a first world country, the only country that outside of New Zealand, I believe, that allows medication to be advertised directly to you at home instead of every other first world country having their doctors do that for you because it's in your interest and they're not trying to get at the bottom of your pockets from the get-go. But anyway, after years of serving their country, many soldiers dream of returning home and experiencing a state of stability. Hold on, I'm going to change the StreamYard style a little bit. I don't see what this doesn't accomplish much, but okay. Let's see. John McKee was no different, and when his deployment in Afghanistan finally ended, he was more than ready to settle back into life as he knew it. But when John arrived home, something didn't feel right. The fucking Marine, ended up stumbling upon something he could have never expected that would threaten his warm welcome back. He even got a local biker group and authorities involved. John McKee grew up in a military family. His dad was a veteran, like his father before him. His cousins had all followed in their parents' footsteps. We got a military family here. It felt only natural. He joined up. Marine. Okay, he was 25. When he joined the forces, his family was more than supportive, and after a few years of serving in the U.S., he was stationed in Afghanistan. Yeah, we went over this. Family was proud, as we are. Thank you, John McKee. And going home. Okay. Finally, that day arrived, and John couldn't have been happier. He had seen enough violence to last a lifetime, and he dreamt of a simple life. Luckily, he saved up enough money that with the help of U.S. military subsidies, he was able to purchase a quaint home for him to return back to. Oh, I didn't lose it. Don't worry. Okay, serving his country. Damn it. Hold on. Let me get right on this thing. There we go. Sorry. Whoa, cleavage. All right, his family and his house were all John could think about from the time he boarded the aircraft. Yeah, okay, I get it. Let's get something feels off right quick. John looked out the window with a sense of relief. The mowed lawns and quiet neighborhoods, a welcome sight after his deployment. However, as soon as John stepped out of the cab in front of his house, the relief he felt at arriving home was quickly replaced by suspicion. So I hate when these articles are written like this. I just want the damn news. Something felt off, and after years of relying on his gut instincts, John knew not to ignore a bad feeling like this. Okay, he dropped his bags by the front of the house so he had free use of his hands if he needed them, and slowly he crept around the side of the house to enter through the back door. It wasn't locked. John's eyes swept across the backyard as he rounded the back of the house. It looked overgrown and messy, but he didn't think that was odd. After all, he hadn't been there in a while. Skipping. What was this? Unruly? So it was bound to be a little unruly. I hate the way this whole article is. A horrible smell. I'm skipping. The house was in a state. Okay, trespassers. The only explanation for the trash state of John's house was squatters. His house was clearly being lived in by trespassers. Moving on with this bullshit article. As he processed just what was happening here, he felt himself getting angrier. Okay, we're pissed with you. What to do? He marched out. This is the worst article ever. He had no idea what the squatters were like and if they would pose a threat to him. Called his parents. Jesus Christ, fluff pieces, clickbait crap. All right, nothing they can do. All right, I'm gonna rely on the all caps because the fluff. I don't know. They're trying to keep you to see all these ads. This is that dirty pool, man. All right, let's see right quick. To his surprise, a day or two later, the police returned to John with the news that they could do nothing. Not shocked. Wow, just more evidence that the country does not serve you even if you serve it. John wouldn't accept that as an answer. He had to fight after his fight overseas. A slow process. You can't expedite a process for a fucking Marine, for a man that served the country. You kidding me? Unlikely help. John started to do some research. All right, I'm just trying to get to the meat and potatoes because this article is written like by a teenage girl or something. I mean, I'm not assuming genders Okay, bikers got involved. This is a confrontation. John pulled up to his house with a whole group of bikers behind him. He could only hope the intimidation of his witnesses would convince the squatters to avoid any more issues. Insert photo, stock image of bikers. Fuck this article. Okay. Standing their ground. This is absolutely deplorable. Okay. Let me get to the happy ending because I'm going to put my fist through the screen and that's going to suck even though I need a new screen. Believe it or not, it doesn't fit. Like my new tower, all this crap doesn't fit. Look at all this. How to waste your time. Okay. You know what? This we're gonna make it up here. I have the real story. Guys, you're only gonna hear it first right now. Okay, you ready? This is a big one. Be ready. This is what they didn't tell you. So, to skip all the bullshit there, John went ahead. He got himself a really, really like a Louisville Slugger, okay? And he made it like Lucille from The Walking Dead. Both the comic and the show had a bunch of nails beaten into it. He went inside. The police saluted him and said, "Go, John, go." John went there and went freaking ham on all these squatter pieces of shit, okay? And he kicked them out one by one. Limbs were flying everywhere. And then there was patriots standing outside catching the limbs. They were keeping it for like memorabilia and trophies. Matter of fact, I got one, and inside that Captain Morgan statue I have is one of the limbs, an eyeball of one of the scumbags right there. I was proud to be there, I tell you. And the bikers went in there and they swept up the mess. Any survivors that were there, they just got stomped and curb stomped and dragged and beaten and impaled, and to this day you may see what you think to be trees and a well-trimmed lawn, but I tell you, it's really bodies that were overgrown by all the mulch and the woods. And then John got to live in that house, and then he won the lotto, and the community rallied with him, and then Biden got kicked out of office. Hunter Biden still lives in my closet. He won't quit hitting the crack. Okay, I'm telling you, he's got a problem, but he ignores me. Keeps talking about human trafficking, and then we got to all vote in the primaries, and all the witch hunts stopped, and all the tax dollars that they bleed from us. 85% of our working class tax dollars goes to every time a bank is bailed out. 85% of the money that bails out the banks when we can't get a break, 85 fucking percent is our money. And all of that ended when John got to go into his new blood-stained home. And then they called one of those home shopping network shows or whatever, and had like a couple come in and just clean everything. Bedtime story. That this is yes, and then they lived happily ever after. And then there was this woman who was not confused about having a penis or vagina. She was very much female in all the ways that matter, which, I mean, there's only pretty much one core element here. She was gorgeous. He was attracted to her, and they had wild, raunchy, dirty sex, and got married and had a lovely nuclear family. Okay? Okay, and then every weekend or so, they go out and tee off on some Antifa thugs, and it's a great family outing. Semper Fi, John. Semper Fi. I couldn't go through that article. I'm sorry. I couldn't. The article was draining me, and I have nothing left. So, 2 quick project announcements. Justin, did you have I live in oh, did they? Oh, no. I'll start sending you limbs. I'll get whatever info you want. But that article sucked. I like my version better. Okay, so you guys have noticed, all right, and I was a little worried. My transparency on the channel with you, it matters the most to me. So I want you guys to understand when I do anything, really. And you guys can always have an open format questionnaire with me. You can call, email, text, whatever. The comic stuff, I'm passionate. I love comic books, and that's been a case for a very long time. Oh, gotcha, Justo. So I have a couple of books where I've identified politics rearing their ugly head in there. I've learned this term from Quentin Tarantino, subversion. Subversion, for example, is like when you watch the movie Joker and you find yourself rooting for him. For example, at the end, when Robert De Niro was being just a dickhead comedian, he did not deserve to die. He did not. But we were so subverted, meaning being introduced to the world through the Joker's eyes, we were rooting for that man to snap by the time it happened. So, knowing and learning this term, I've been looking at certain comic books that I've read time and time again, and I've learned that there are some of them that have subverted us, the audience, where we might be rooting for things without really being conscious of it. So I have a huge book where there's some woke shit they tried to sneak in there, and I caught it immediately, and it was the last issues I ever read. There's one big one that they actually showcase Trump. Frank Miller is a legendary artist and comic book. Well, I don't know, his art's rough, but his stories are immortal. And there is a book he made which has Batman, Superman, and illustrates Trump and Fox and makes conservatives look evil. And I want to just show that for what it is, but I want to see if you guys can pick up on the tones because it's not really clear, cut, and dry. And then another one, famous character, The Question, Vic Sage. It's another one that seems to incite people to go out and riot when something happens that you don't like. And then the one, I actually can't find it right now, Rorschach, a character made by one of the most famous writers of our day, Alan Moore, who made Watchmen, which was made on HBO, and a bunch of spinoffs. He made Swamp Thing in the 70s. This man, it's not what he did. His character was used by somebody by the name of Tom King. The entirety of this book, I believe, after reading it a couple times, is subverting you to root for its character to assassinate the running president, who just so happens to be a lot like, guess who? Orange Man is supposed to be bad. So I want to introduce these things, and I'm going to have some clips ready. I want to have animations, and it's probably going to be my most ambitious because normally I'm used to just hitting the button and doing my thing. But I want to introduce these things to you and just see, is it just me or is it really there? And as I've learned to trust the word of all of you, more so than I trust me and my conclusions. But what a better way to feel that it's really there than to get an open dialogue. Celebrate that independent thinking and the ability to have open dialogue, discourse, and celebrate. By the way, remember the whole thing I said about grapevines, man? Screw the he said, she said, anything. Get to the source. Avoid a headache. I can't tell you. I'm not going to get into it on this channel. I won't sell you the channel. There's a lot of nonsense happening, and I'm blessed, and I'm just glad I am not a part of it. I'm glad that I've learned some things, and I see much more clear now. And some things that have happened in the recent history make more sense. Not that it makes me feel much better about it, but I have a better understanding. And having a better understanding gives me more clarity. And when I have more clarity, I have more confidence to keep moving forward and do what it is we do here, whatever it may be. And I'm just grateful for that. And I'm grateful to each and every one of you that come here to show a little support, either whether it be lurk watching or saying your piece in the comments, letting yourself be known, or coming up on panel. Be sure to catch Josh and myself on Stuck at Night. I believe should be around 10 p.m.-ish. We're never sharp. And I'm going to blame him every time. And with that, I will say good night. Let freedom ring, motherfuckers. That's it. I don't want to say MFers as my last thing. Good night. Let's take this country back and stop having it like a pipe dream like frickin' Hunter over here, who should have been in prison so many, just how long ago? 2 years ago by now. The Biden administration, I'm going to get on another rant. Get the Biden administration now. Let's start voting the good ones in. It starts today. Good night, one and all. I'm gone.